These days, it's really easy to think that to become a better photographer, especially when starting out, it involves spending money. Getting that brand new camera body, that latest lens, or those filters that your favourite YouTuber's constantly talking about. Gear acquisition syndrome is a real thing and it's easy to fall foul of. However, the purpose of this video is to give you 3 things that will make you a better photographer without spending a penny. So the first one of these is just by consuming more art. So there's a famous quote that photography is a language, and like any language, you have to be immersed in it in order to speak it better. Now, this can be done in many ways. You could go to an art gallery, spend a few hours walking around, looking at art, seeing what speaks to you, why it speaks to you, exposing yourself to this brand new work that you may well never have seen before. Conversely, you can flick through photo books. I've got a whole bunch of them on the shelves behind me, and flicking through photo books, again absorbing that art, finding out what it is about that particular image that speaks to you, and how you can then take that on board in your own work and kind of replicate that feeling or replicate that message that you want to convey, or that has been conveyed to you, that's really spoken to you. Or just literally going online, going to the portfolio or the Instagram or whatever it may be of your favorite photographer or your favorite artist, and again spending time to go through that work and find out what it really does that speaks to you. Because if it speaks to you, then that's going to be the best way that you can get across your art and your photography. So the more that you spend time doing this, and the more that you concentrate on what it is about photography that you love and what it means to you and the message that you want to convey in your photography, the better photographer you're going to be. And that's without having to buy a Leica Q3. Now the second one is the most obvious one, and that is to get out and shoot. Practice makes perfect. Obviously, we're never going to reach perfection in photography, but the more you practice, the better you will be. There is no doubt about it. Now, whether that is taking your camera with you everywhere you go, whether that's using your phone, whether it is making sure that you kind of document your trip to work or document your everyday life, or whether that's taking a picture of your dog when you're walking the dog, whatever it may be, the actual practice of pressing that shutter button, whether it's on a camera or on a phone, whatever it may be, it's all part of your 10,000 hours, as it were. The more that you practice, the more that you are comfortable with your camera, and the more that you understand what it is that you like to photograph, what you want to photograph, the more that you do that, it's just like being an athlete. You have to train those muscles. You have to train your mind. You have to practice and get those reps in. You don't see musicians going out without practicing a song 1,000 times. You don't see athletes competing without having done that in practice 1,000 times. The more that you get out there with your camera, the more you will understand your camera, the more you'll understand, again, how and why you want to take pictures. The more that you can do that, the better. And again, like I say, whether it is with your camera, whether it's with your phone, whatever it may be, obviously there's the famous saying that the best camera is the one that you've got on you. Everybody's got a camera on them pretty much at all times because they've got their phone. It's not about the images that you take, it's about taking the images. And the last one is to push yourself creatively, push yourself artistically, really challenge yourself to try new things. Now this might be, if you're brand new to photography and you've only ever shot with your camera in auto, try shooting in shutter priority mode, try shooting in aperture priority mode, try shooting in full manuals. What's the worst that can happen? Get comfortable being uncomfortable. If you are a super keen sports photographer, try going out and shooting landscapes, try shooting street photography, try shooting macro photography in the garden at home. Like, really push yourself outside of your comfort zone, because that's when you'll discover methods and things that you've never come across before because you've never needed to. Like, if you are a landscape photographer, you probably have never tried panning before, whereas if you're a sports photographer, you probably do that all the time. That's just one example of how to really push yourself. It might even be the pushing yourself with restricting yourself to the limit of shots that you take, so that it's kind of similar to shooting film or shooting film itself. Recently I did a video where I went out and shot landscape photography, but I could only shoot in a square crop, and that really pushed me to think about composition in a completely different way. It's something that I'd never done before, restricting myself to a certain aspect ratio. And again, it was something where I've been out and shot landscape photography for 15 years, but I've never really thought about having to think about a composition for a square image before, and yet I spent 3 hours doing that, and it really pushed me to try something new. At any point, no matter how experienced or inexperienced you are when it comes to photography, you can always find a way to challenge yourself and to push yourself, and that's going to make you grow so much more as a photographer, again, than going out and buying the latest lens. Make sure that you can get as good as you possibly can with the gear that you've got, even if that's literally just your phone in your pocket. Find a way to push yourself creatively and artistically with that camera on your phone. It's not about buying the latest and greatest. And yes, of course, there are times when you do need to upgrade or to buy that new lens, buy those filters, buy that tripod, whatever it may be. But don't have that as, or don't think that should I say, is a shortcut to getting better, because you might get better results, but better results doing the same thing. What I'm more interested in is developing so that you're not shooting the same thing again and again. You're always pushing yourself on to become a better photographer, because that's certainly what I'm still trying to do. Anything that I can do to push myself and to find myself doing things that I've never done before, I will do, because I know that it's going to make me better further down the line. So that's it. Those are my 3 tips for becoming a better photographer without buying a single piece of gear, without spending a penny. Don't get me wrong, photo books aren't free, but you can view them you can view these online, you can view them in a library. Art galleries aren't necessarily free, but there are a lot that are. You can still consume art without spending a penny. You can certainly shoot every day without spending a penny. You can certainly push yourself artistically and creatively without spending a penny. And all of these things, as I've mentioned, they are all going to lead to you becoming a better photographer. And if all that fails, just buy a Leica.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
But in all seriousness though, I really do believe in all 3 of these things making people better at photography. Let me know your thoughts. Is there any of these in particular that you're going to try? Is there any that you found have really helped you push yourself on in the past? Let me know down in the comments below. I really would be interested to know, and give your tips as well. What did you find made you a better photographer if it's not one of those things that I mentioned? Share that, and you never know, it might help somebody else reading those comments. But that's all I wanted to share with you today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.